into it.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Dr. Nick. It's from The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Yeah. Yeah. I want to say hi to all of our new listeners out there. If you came here from like the Canadian Podcast Awards or something else, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Wherever you are. We're saying hi to you specifically.
Just you. Everybody
Just
else
you.
can fuck off. Like
Yeah,
that.
fuck you, everybody else.
Not really, though. We love you still.
Well, depends then. If you love them, fucking them will be fine, right? Like it's.
Well, if you hate them, you can still fuck them too.
Yeah. It might even be better.
Hate
It
fuck.
might be better.
Hate fucks or hot fucks?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We need that on a shirt. Hate fucks or hot fucks.
Yeah.
You have to like write it down. We have like what was it? The like polyamorous
polyamorous platypus.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm writing it down right now.
We have a million ideas and not enough customers. I feel like that's the problem.
We have 0 customers.
We have one. Someone bought my. Okay, for our listeners out there,
Chris.
we do have a Redbubble. It wasn't Chris. We don't have this shirt. Okay, so we have a Redbubble store. I'll link it below. And we do have some stuff up there. So it supports us. Just you wearing our stuff. So please do that. But also, someone bought one of the shirts with my tits on them, and I have no idea who it is.
Someone's wearing the tits.
It's me.
Someone just bought the Just Tits t-shirt.
To this day, David is still mad at Sonia because he thinks she did me dirty with my tits. He's like, those do not look like yours. He literally, every time he's drinking, he's like, by the way, did you fix your tits? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Did you get a boob job?
He's just like, no, they don't sag like that. They're round. They're more like teardrops. He's like, what the hell? Like, it's like, no, Sonia needs to fix them. I'm like, all right, I'll call her for an operation.
Your fault for describing them like that to me. Like
You've
that's on you.
Them. No, you've seen them.
So she's supposed to draw from memory.
So the last time
apparently Dave could.
Seen Dawn-Marie's boobs, she was breastfeeding, so she had what I called Pac-Man boobs, where like I guess the one that had the most milk always looked like it was like trying to eat the other one, so it was Pac-Man boob. She doesn't have that now. Her boobs have evened out. So
they have, guys.
I don't know what they look like. So that's on
okay.
you.
How about this? If Dave is so good at describing your boobs and stuff, he needs to draw them, send it to us.
Okay.
And then we will put the
MS
post
Paint
boob job Dawn-Marie t-shirt out.
Okay.
Yeah. So they can still buy your old boobs, but now they can also buy your new boobs.
Okay.
Dave's version.
Dave's version. We'll do the little Dave's
parentheses,
version.
Yeah. Brackets.
Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking Pabst Blue Strong. It's still there. It's still there. I don't know. I couldn't think of a word that rhymed with there. It's still here. I'm still able to buy it. So whoever made the rumor it was leaving Canada is a liar.
Bitches and hoes.
No,
exactly.
Sonia, what are you drinking?
So this is my first time drinking this. It's something local. Blue Hill Blueberry Liqueur from Wine Garden Estate. It's like down the street or some bullshit. This is my first time. Oh, and a season of Cranger Ale. Okay. And they put the diet and the non-diet boxes look the fucking same. But okay, my first drink of it.
Okay, let's see.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's gonna be gone. Yeah, it's 20.
We're gonna have a good night.
Yeah, it's 23% alcohol, and like there's a lot gone. There's like a fair amount, a good tester. Like when you're not sure about something, you only do like 2 ounces. You don't do like about 2 ounces, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so the next drink is gonna be a lot stronger, is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Now that you trust it, now it's been
Yeah.
tested.
It's good. I think I know what it is. It's everything goes really good with cranger ale.
Everything does.
White wine. It's sangria. That's what it's
Sangria!
a sangria base. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because and it's diet too. It's like not too sugary, so you don't get hungover. So it's good for old people and diabetics alike. Like Dawn Marie.
I'm drinking the Jack Daniel's Winter Jack Punch with just regular ginger ale in my cup.
You didn't get cranger ale?
I did, but I want to switch it up because I've had it with cranger ale before. Oh, you know what? Another one I have? I have the blackberry one I gotta try. The blackberry ginger ale.
Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
next. But this is just regular. And it's still good.
God, I'm so fucking lazy. I don't want to mix. I'm like, give me something that I can just open.
Just go like this when you mix.
I got
You
this
just-
as a gift from a friend. They got it as a gift, so it's as a re-gift. And
That's
she's like,
fine.
I don't drink alcohol, but I know you do. And like, which is funny because whenever I go to their house, I don't drink alcohol. Like whenever I go to anybody's house, I don't drink alcohol. But they just know I'm a big drinker. So
They just know.
they just know. Which
It's
is fun.
okay. Every time I go to like David's family's house, we always talk about like people drinking and stuff, and I'll be like, oh yeah, like I drink. And like their family, other than Annie, is always like shocked to hear that I drink. They're like, we don't see you drink. And then Annie's like, no, she drinks. She drinks, yes. She'll hear all of my drunken stories and she'll just like tell me more. So like every time she's just like, she drinks, trust me.
Trust
Right.
me, bro.
drunk.
Trust me.
Just trust.
I mean,
Yeah, but
we've
Go
sorry,
on.
we've talked about what my father-in-law thinks about my drinking, but now my mother-in-law, she was sick in the summer when she was in Greece. She had meningitis, like, you know, could have been serious, luckily wasn't. But so she's kind of like put off drinking. But every time we still go there, she makes sure to have a bottle of wine and beer for me. So it's like just for me. I'm the only one. But they make sure I'm well stocked. So
It's
Good.
like the opposite of like when you have a sober friend and everyone else is drinking, they make sure they have like drinks for the sober person.
Yeah.
But like you're the only one that drinks and everyone else is sober. So like they're making
Making sure you have
sure
a lot of liquor.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the worst is like I like to drink Diet Coke, but she like refuses to have that in her house.
but alcohol, yeah.
But alcohol is fine. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm getting shit faced today.
So today I was like working on our thing, and I'm going to give you guys a document and do it online too, of all the topics we've already done and the topics we still have to do, and like what other topics do you think we should add? Because this guy's only has 38 left. After that, our podcast's over. So like we need to put.
We only have another like was that 3/4 of no, just over half a year.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
a year is 50, 26 is half.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So our listeners out there, hey, what's something you want us to talk about? Do you have any questions, any stories or videos you want us to watch and comment on? You know, like let us know. You can email us at opinionatedlushes@gmail.com or just comment below and we'll read it here. Actually, speaking of reading comments, before we spin this fucking wheel, we got a comment from another podcast. If you're that curious, go on our YouTube, make sure to subscribe. On our one episode where we were talking about the election, and the podcast was like saying how Trump pretty much the Republicans clean sweeped everything, right? Like it wasn't close as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I just put sadly. Like I just left it sadly, one word. And so they came back with for some people, I guess. And I commented back like something along the lines of, well, so far, some people so far, like you guys are now going to put tariffs on Canadians. By the way, we're Canadians, so that affects us. So maybe you should like think of someone else other than yourself.
And it's like, it's funny because all those people, like, there's so many people who voted for Trump who didn't know what tariffs were.
I know the Google spike for what is a tariff like after the election. Like what?
Yeah. Like, so they're gonna be sad when all their goods, when goods are already at like an unmanageable high.
Inflation alone is just making it fucked up.
So when
Inflation
you
comes
add
from
the
corporate greed.
yeah, and then you add government intervention with that, like they're gonna have people living under bridges again, like because they can't afford their homes.
More people. They
More.
already have a problem.
There was
They're
They're
like still living under
more
bridges. It's
people.
gonna be more.
There was like 10 years ago or more where I forget the year it was where everybody lost their homes. Like
2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's more than. I'm sad.
Sorry. That was when Obama was. Yeah.
I'm sad. So yeah, so more people are going to be like that, like foreclosures on their homes because they need to eat and they can't pay their home. So like,
Yeah, because if you put tariffs on Mexico, China, and Canada, that's 45% of your entire import you're tariffing that's gonna be put on the consumer. So fun stuff.
Yeah. Yep. But
So-
did you hear why he wants to do this? Like, did you hear his reasoning? Because there
all
was
the
an
drugs.
no.
Oh,
His reasoning, because there was an interview and they're like, okay, well, how does this actually help us? And he said, because then it's going to bring more jobs to the US. Like these jobs that he's importing from will come here. And I'm like, how are you going to move oil fields and how are you going to move forests to make lumber? And how
they have those things.
They
It'll
do.
just destroy their entire physical environment.
but they don't
they
have
have oil
as
reserves.
much, hence why they have to import from other areas, right?
Well, for the oil, they have way more
Mm.
than enough. They just like to steal it from other people so they can hoard their own. Like, what if something happens and those other people don't have it anymore? So then they have to go to other countries and take their oil. Like,
yeah, but their
it's
gas
like-
prices are going to go up because of it.
oh yeah,
Well,
everything's gonna go up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the problem with like getting their oil and everything like that, like all the shit they do, like fracking and stuff, is causing more earthquakes. So there's just a lot going on. That's why Trudeau's on an anti-immigrant rampant, because he knows in like 10, 15 years when climate change starts fucking up other countries, they're all going to come here because we're north and have lots of space. And
Okay, I know we have a lot of space, but is that space like livable? Like we have a lot
it's
of
more
wetlands.
livable than a space that's underwater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, we have a lot of wetlands. Like, there's gonna be a lot of like building
Well,
they have to do.
You can do stuff to nature to make it man-made.
Habitable,
And- yeah. Like Pier 4 and all those like buildings and stuff, those were like built up on the water. Like
Yeah.
it was there wasn't land there. They like built it all
Yeah.
in the water. Water wars, blah blah.
Okay, let's spin this fucking wheel.
Yeah.
I just wanted to read some YouTube comments. Let people know. We do that.
This is fantastic. How would you try to get away with insurance fraud? Oh,
Okay,
this is
step
my
one.
favorite types of topics.
Get insurance.
Don't admit it on a podcast. Yeah. Oh, this is so great. I love insurance fraud. Not that I've committed any insurance fraud, but like I think everybody should. Like, because like, how much money do you pay into this insurance and you get nothing back?
Well,
Like-
which insurance are we talking about? House insurance, car insurance, health
All
insurance?
of it. Name one
All of it.
insurance, you get your money back. Name
None,
one.
because even with life insurance, when you end, it goes to other people. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't go to you.
yeah, it doesn't go to you.
Oh, and then if you cancel it, you don't get any back or anything. Like,
Mm-mm.
And like we just had, it's been a year now. We were paying into a house and car insurance, and they just canceled us because they were moving. So they're like, no. So like all the money we've ever given them, they got to keep because they were
You
like,
should be able to sue over that. What the fuck?
you can't. It's like
file
everybody.
to another insurance company. Like,
No, I feel like that's a type. That's fraud. I feel like they like
They're
stole
doing
from
insurance
people.
fraud from the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, like what is that? Blue collar when the like rich
Blue
people do
collar
crime.
crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's white collar crime.
Oh yeah,
The
they're
Yeah,
doing
that's
collar
white
is
collar.
like
collar.
you're a factory worker.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
When your white collar is working in an office and stealing money and embezzlement, that's white collar crime.
That's what is embezzlement. The insurance
Yes.
company embezzled.
Yeah.
And like it's
Yeah,
just
they-
knows.
Before we get into our specifics on how we're going to commit this crime, I want to let the audience know this is for creative purposes only. This is all just hypothetical. FBI, we're letting you know this is not real.
For legal reasons, we're paying.
Exactly.
Canada doesn't have. I don't think the FBI can touch Canadians. We're fine.
FBI can touch anyone.
Yes, they can.
No,
Yes, they can.
That's
I
why
don't
the FBI
like them.
warnings on all our VHS tapes.
Yeah, because
This
things are made in the
gotcha.
States. we have an FBI,
They have, yeah, but they can still,
no.
yes, they can, they obviously have to have permission.
They can bar you from the States at the very
That's
least.
it. Oh, that's all
Yeah.
they could do. And
Yeah.
they can put out a warrant for your arrest for Canadian police to get you. They can't touch you. And if you do stuff in another country, unless you visit that country, they can't get you.
Unless they
Like
get
that.
the CIA involved.
That's American that have to get the
Yeah, but
Canadian.
the CIA can get you from any country.
Yeah,
I guess if they're spies.
spies. They are spies. They're government assassins. Like,
Okay. I just wanted to
Legally,
get.
they're not allowed.
I just want legally, no one cares. That's why the U.S. was like the ICC. I don't listen to the world courts. Fuck them. They're not real anymore. No one listens to the law, especially Americans.
didn't the CIA own an airplane company or something?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
They own
it was
Boeing.
called.
They
American
also
Airlines or something?
caused the drug problem in the States and did a bunch of other shit. That's why I hate conspiracy theorists, because I'm like, there's real conspiracies. Like a bunch of CIA documents, literally because of how long it's been, became public knowledge. Like you can find real conspiracies. Stop making shit up about JFK returning. Like you don't need to do that. Like it's not. Anyway, insurance. I think insurance is such a good concept, but I hate it. It can't be privately owned. Like you can't have a private insurance company. Like that's the problem, because then you want to make money, and your way to make money is by not doing what you're made for.
Right. And I think stuff that's required by law, like that you need driver's insurance, car insurance, that should be the government responsible for that.
Agreed.
And then money that they don't use, they can do back to social services and healthcare. And then 5 years, if you have a clean driving record, you get some of that shit back. So Trudeau, I know you're trying to stick around, do that.
No, then all his insurance buddy friends would be mad at him. What are you talking about?
That's literally it.
That these people make too much money. These people, I mean the government, Trudeau makes over $300,000 a year, when our doctors don't even make that much. People paid to keep people alive don't make that much. I feel like that's bullshit. And you're so far away from what. So the average, I think it's 55 is the average Canadian salary. Income, household income is 55, and he's making on his own 300. You're so far removed. You're not realizing the issues.
He was at a Taylor Swift concert this week, and a lot of people are like, stop criticizing Trudeau for being at a Taylor Swift concert. And I was like, he literally just put out like an anti-immigrant video knowing the current political climate and then went to a Taylor Swift concert. Like, I'm gonna criticize him. Like, come on. Like,
And
and
it
then
was
it's
in the 10,000 seats, the $10,000 seats. It wasn't that
Yes.
he just went. He went into the
Yeah.
$10,000 seats.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't care if he seems relatable. That I don't want him. I rather him be so far unrelated from me that I don't give a fuck and make sure like people have food. Like, you know, like I just it's like the amount of like children that live in like without food regularly in this country is like 1/3. Like it's like 30% of fucking kids. Like it's ridiculous how many children like have to access food banks, like their families have to access food banks, or they rely on free breakfast programs or stuff like that to like feed themselves. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make fun of you for going to see Taylor Swift. Like this is a white on white crime. Like, come on.
Do any of you have ideas about a type of insurance fraud?
I thought this was your wheelhouse. You are all about frauding everyone.
I'm not frauding.
Yeah, you're just fraud anytime we have like a financial problem and we put it in group chat, Sonya's like, just lie to them.
Yeah.
Just take the money, steal it. And like I'm like that too, but I'm like, it's more like, okay, like I don't know, don't leave a paper trail. She's like, it's fine, just take it.
The first thing, every time I have like some sort of problem, she's like, okay, you know what you do? You set your car on fire and then you're gonna get the money back. And I'm like, what?
Like, because
brake lights can go, set your whole fucking car on fire to get the money back for the whole car. I'm like, what?
Because they're stealing from you. That's why.
Okay, but like,
they're criminals first.
Yeah, but that's the government still sides with them, so you still have to tiptoe around it, or else you'll be the one in trouble still.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I think it's gonna be okay.
Sometimes I think about setting my house on fire, and I have a whole entire plan to do it.
Your house is on fire. And the first thing you're like, she did it.
Kyle's not going to be in the house. Don't worry. Like, everybody will be left.
That was another one. My basement flooded, and you told me you put all the TVs in the basement with it.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Like, so you need new TVs. You could just you should throw your fucking laptop in it. Like, fuck, here you go. And then get a new laptop.
Oh my god. But yeah, see, you want to fraud insurance. Ask Sonia.
I don't want it's not fraud, it's getting your money back. But I would set my house on fire. Like, I always have candles on. So everybody would be gone. And like I'd have a candle going, and I have like under a curtain, and somehow the cats or the wind blew and it got the curtain and like just caught it on fire. That is an accidental cause of thing. Like the fire people will come, like, oh shit, this like
it just went up really fast. Like it just, you know.
Yeah. Well, no one was here when it happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it, and then I'm gonna leave. And then it's like, oh, like while you were gone.
Then you're still at fault, though. You're still at fault, though, Ben.
No.
What the fuck are you doing with the candle on and leaving the house?
My kids must have done it. My kids must have not have blown it out properly. Like you say, oh, like I told my kid to do it. But
it really depends on the insurance. Like that's the thing. Read before you fraud insurance, everyone.
Yeah, check your contract.
Read your policies, okay? You need to know, because you know, like how many times have we heard someone really wants to like give their life insurance to their family to pay all the debts and everything they accrued, or what people I mean, that was a big thing in like 2008. Like some people nearly killed themselves over losing their house in the hopes that their life insurance policies could pay for their house. Like the people think the people get when they're poor, dire straits. Unfortunately, a lot of life insurance policies say if you commit suicide, it's null and void, which is very fucked up considering committing an act like that is usually an underlying cause of a disease of some kind, like major depressive disorder
Yeah.
or something like that. So it's a symptom of an illness you died from. But it makes your life insurance not accessible to your family. So
Because it's a sin.
yeah, it's all that religious like morality that's hidden in our laws and legislation and shit like that. It's there. It's always there. It's fucked up.
And like if your spouse kills you, nobody gets insurance. So like don't get murdered by your spouse. Like if you're planning on
Who's
getting
most
murdered,
likely the one to fucking kill you, by the way?
yeah. Like tell them how to get away with it. Listen to our episode, How to Get Away with Murder, and then they can kill you. Like that. But
Yeah.
or a tea towel on the stove. That's another one.
Classic.
The classic.
Classic.
And
Well, it's like the Fight Club thing, right? Like you guys have read or seen Fight Club. I don't know if you have, but
I'm assuming.
I'm assuming it was a cultural phenomenon. You know, it's a big thing. But like not him, his psyche, his other self. Like they turn the thing in the pilot light in like the oven or whatever the fridge, and then they turn on the oven a little bit so gas flows or whatever, so the pilot light causes a spark that causes the whole condo to blow up while he's away at work, because it takes days for that to like happen. It's just like, yeah, that's one way to defraud. The slow kill. Fuck, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of all the types of insurance. I don't have insurance. I should like that. That's our downfall. We don't have pet insurance. Do you guys have pet insurance?
No, you just
Not yet. We are gonna get it for the cat because, like, as long as she is as young as we think she is, she's really the runt. Then yeah, because I don't want to pay that shit.
You fucking up because they're gonna have fucking illnesses when they're older.
Right, and she already has like extra thumbs, and she's already got like shit going on, and I'm like, you're gonna cost me money. That's why
that's our
downfall. Lived on the street. Like that's why they knew.
We don't have pet insurance. We have 3 cats. I was always poor, so I never could afford pet insurance. I was like, I rather beg for money when my cat needs something, which only happened a couple times, and we paid for it and everything like that. Now we're not in the financial straits I was then, but we still just never got pet insurance, and we found out like our one cat has diabetes and shit like that, and then Pumpkin had to go through that whole penile thing. And if you don't know what that's reference to, just listen back to our past episodes when we talk about my cat's diabetes, because he almost lost a penis. Anyways, long story short, we ended up having to pay like way too much fucking money because all my cats got sick at the same time, because the youngest is diabetic, the 2 are elder. Like, yeah, Gord's like 16 now, so it's like that, like like probably like 10 grand at least, like just in like a month, just fucking dropped. And like, yeah, it's not easy. Like that was putting shit on credit cards and shit just to make sure our cats don't die because we didn't have pet insurance. So anyone that's like, private healthcare is the way. Look at veterinary, how you take care of your pets. When it's too expensive, you put them down. Like,
yeah. do you want to be put down?
Yeah, when you get too old and it's too expensive to like,
I would want to be put down when I get too old. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Like, if I make it to 65, that's good enough for me. Like, I can go then.
65? You're gonna like
that's like next year, Dahmer.
I know. I'm excited. Like, what are you talking about?
I love our generation. We're like millennials are like, man, I want to die, but like I don't want to do the work. Like that's too much.
Yeah.
Like I'll just wait, and then
my birthday is going to be a funeral, for fuck's sakes, guys. Like I'm excited for this.
Don't kill yourself.
Well, no,
you'll die anyway.
Yeah. Don't kill yourself.
What is it? It's ick or something. Don't kill yourself. It's
Mhm.
gross or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a great song. I love it.
Ew, no, it's don't kill yourself. Ew, you're gonna die anyway. Don't kill yourself. Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
There's a whole dance
Yeah.
number.
Yeah. It's good.
I would love to like do like life insurance fraud where like you can go to India and pay somebody for a death certificate and then like you're dead and you get cash in your insurance. Although I feel like now insurances they don't cover a lot. Like 10 years ago, 500 grand was great. Today, 500 grand is nothing.
Nothing.
No, you need a $2 million like life
Yeah.
insurance.
Minimum. That's just to put a dent.
Yeah.
That's to pay for my like funeral. That's it. And that's how great my funeral is gonna be, you guys.
$2 million. I guess by the time you're 65, with inflation and tariffs,
Yeah.
that's what it's gonna be.
No, it's gonna be an amazing funeral. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be a weekend thing.
We'll get Taylor Swift to perform.
Fucking right we are. T Swift is gonna
She'll
be
be
at my funeral.
60.
She's younger than we are.
She's only 2 years younger than me. So you
Yeah,
know what?
she's a year
Whatever.
older than me. Like, I'm younger than Taylor Swift.
She's like what, 35?
34, 35, somewhere
She's
around there.
35, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll get her to perform. And I'll have JT sitting in the corner crying. No way, he'll be dead.
Hopefully. No, because he'll only be like 80.
Yeah.
And he
he'll be
has
dead.
rich people money. So
Oh, that's
like,
right. Okay, so he can go in the corner and cry for me. Okay.
yeah. Like insurances you should definitely have if someone's planning on dying is like mortgage insurance, and line of credit insurance. So if somebody on your line of credit or mortgage dies, it is all paid for. So if you have like 4 people on those things, one of them dies. Like
So actually, when we got our car, that was actually one of the things. They're just like, hey, if you pay this, like for our the extra, what was it called? It's not insurance. It's
oh yeah, it's like a
warranty. The extra warranty. They're just like, hey, like if he dies, then if you pay additional into it, then the car will be already paid off and it's yours and you can do whatever you want. I'm like, no, I didn't want that responsibility. I was like, I'm not paying extra. If Dave dies, I will give you back your car and like that'll be it. Like,
yeah, you can fucking have it. Like, what am I
Yeah.
gonna do with it?
Exactly. I'm not reselling it. I don't got fucking time to do that. I don't drive.
I'm not
so-
driving. Yeah.
Right? So I was like, no, we're not paying extra. They're like, are you sure? Because you could always use that and resell. I was like, I'm not. No, I will give you back your guys' your car. Like, that's that.
It's all yours.
And then there was another part. They're like, if he loses his job, we can pause all payments until he gets a new job, like for 6 months or some shit like that. I was like, no, we're not doing that either. If he loses his job, he can sell the fucking car. Like, that will be that.
I like me and my husband Chris, we've been talking about like getting health insurance eventually and stuff like that. But obviously with all the things we already have, shit's really expensive. And even for dental, like we don't use like we're going to have to pay a lot of dental for my oldest son, but he's really the only one that's required a lot of dental costs. Like other
For
than
now.
that, we haven't not. Yeah, for now. Other than that, we have not really. But it's like the amount you'd have to pay each month for the family. Like
Yeah.
we all would need braces, like to make up for it. You know what I mean? So like I've even thought about just like, what if we apply for health insurance and we like, oh, no one was diagnosed with that. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't have to disclose anything.
Yeah, like I have not been on any SSRIs or anything in years. I'm just fucking raw dogging life. And I'm like, you know what? No depression anymore. That's just not anxiety. No way. Not
You're not getting a
diagnosed.
copy of my health records, that's for sure. Like,
Yeah, I'm like eating disorder. No fucking way. Okay,
No.
you know, I gained weight. Actually, I'm doing so much better. And
Health
like
insurance
it just
doesn't really do that detailed. They don't
Oh,
really care
yes, they
that
do.
much.
Now
yes,
they do.
they do.
Yeah, they do. If you
They
get private
literally
health insurance, if you get it through an employer, they don't. It's just whatever. But if you do it privately and you want to buy additional insurance, no, they run you through the ringer.
yeah,
They ask your age, if you're
it's
a
like
smoker.
if you do it through an employer or through a school, because like when I had health insurance when I went to McMaster, for example, because it was included,
Mhm.
because it's a block, it's like everyone's paying this amount for it. They
Mhm.
just assume that some people are going to use it less than other people, and that's going to pay it up. But when you're like individuals, like going for it, like even with like if you're an alumni from McMaster, you get like emails about like deals you'll get on insurance and things, and they're not deals.
No, they're not.
Like
No,
they're
they're
not deals. Like I'm like because we don't have to pay for like the children's medication until they're 25. Like literally we did the math. We would have to like if we were paying for the medication, we would probably get health insurance to help pay for that. Like
Yeah.
that would be the one thing because like it would cost like that's what would balance the cost. But right now, because we don't have to pay for it, there's no point.
Yeah.
So that's fraud. Fraud is lying when applying for
I guess.
insurance.
Oh, always lie, guys. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Lie. Job applications, rental applications, insurance applications. You lie to be the best candidate for whatever they want.
Yeah. And don't feel guilty about it because they're lying to you.
Yeah.
The fine
They're
print.
promising that you're gonna have like this great like fallback plan, and there isn't.
Everyone's lying to you. The government's lying to you. The news nowadays is lying to you.
Employment lies to you. You're not
landlords
climbing up that ladder, okay? Like, listen.
Your parents lied to you. Like
Santa Claus is real. Listen, Santa's real. Tooth Fairy was a little iffy, but Santa was always real.
The Tooth Fairy was iffy. Like I would go to my dad's and lose a tooth, and I'd end up with walkie-talkies under my pillow, and I'd go to my mom's and lose a tooth, and end up with a toonie. Like I was like, wow. Like what's going on?
Man,
okay,
Judy's a lot.
Like, why does someone want my teeth? Like, of all the things you want from me, why is it my teeth? Like, why don't you want my hair?
I feel like we've talked about this. I feel like we had a Tooth Fairy conversation on what she did with teeth.
No, we talked about you liking teeth.
Oh, I do like teeth.
Yeah.
So Jessica's the OG Tooth Fairy. That's what she wants to be when she grows up.
When I grow up?
Yeah.
I'm not grown? How many more years do I have?
Till you're 65.
Yeah.
Then you're a grown up.
Oh my gosh, a whole bag.
All the teeth.
Just my bag of teeth. YouTube exclusive.
Jinx. I'm reading your guys' minds.
I was actually watching a compilation earlier on psychic fails.
Okay.
You know, like when like Sylvia Brown, do you guys remember her?
Yes.
Like old school, she wrote a bunch of books. She used to be on Montel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I was watching like some clips of her on Montel, and I'm like, how was she invited back? Because like a husband and wife would be like, they'd stand up, they were like older, and they're like, our daughter died, and we have no explanation. And Sylvia Brown's like, she got shot, and they were like, she collapsed in her bedroom, like, or like they were like, my husband. He died and we could never recover his body. She's like, he drowned. He was in water. And she's like, he died during 9/11. He was a firefighter. And I'm like, how? Like, I love believing in psychics as like for funsies, but
yeah,
just for funsies.
Or like mediums.
Yeah, for funsies. If you see ghosts, you're schizophrenic. There's something wrong.
Go to a doctor. Check
Go
that out.
to a doctor. There's your free diagnosis.
Get health
We're used to
insurance.
diagnosing people with autism. Today, you're getting a schizophrenic diagnosis. Like, that's it.
Or maybe see ghosts, or if people are talking to you,
Or like figures in the background. Yeah, I guess you
Yeah.
need to see
That
that.
or that's just poor eyesight. That's just like your eyes doing some tricks.
Either way, a doctor, like they'll go
Yeah.
through it. They'll be like, not quite getting schizophrenic symptoms. Let's check other things, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, like so have you ever like the whole like Bloody Mary thing? Do you know if you like stare at a mirror long enough or a wall long enough, your brain gets bored and like it starts to like putting like little figures around. Like,
Mhm.
so that's why they're like, oh, Bloody Mary. It's because like you're just like focusing on nothing really. And it's just like your brain's like, oh,
well, it's also with like the brain likes to see faces.
that's what
So,
it is.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like it'll pull things that look like faces but aren't actually faces, and so you'll think you're seeing like a person or something, but it's just your brain being like, that kind of looks like 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth.
Yeah.
Brains are dumb.
My brain does that a lot. Probably because it's schizophrenic. I don't know. So have you ever guys like when you're sleeping but you're not asleep, like you're in sleep purgatory?
Mhm.
Yes.
Like, so a lot of the time, my brain, old lady will pop up. It's the same fucking old lady. And like, I'm like, now I have anxiety and now I won't fall asleep. Like, and it gets bored because I'm trying to sleep. And
You know what's scary to have? Sleep paralysis. And I've had it.
You mean paralysis?
That's why I meant paralysis.
I was like pariasis, like a skin infection,
Paralysis.
like we're
My
all
bad.
pariahs, like
Paralysis. Okay. So one time I was sleeping, but like I wasn't sleeping. I was like awake, but I was paralyzed. And David was talking to me. My eyes were open, but like I couldn't shift them. I couldn't move. And like he's like, say something. And I'm like trying to, but I couldn't talk. Like I was still, my body thought it was asleep, but I was awake. And my brain was catching up, I guess. Anyway, it freaked Dave out. He's like, you were just staring at me. And then eventually I kind of like woke up. It was weird and it scared the shit out of me because I was like, I'm dying. This is it. This is my end. I'm seeing Dave for the last time. And that's what I'm going to die with. That's my vision. Perfect.
oh my
That's what I
god,
wanted.
have you seen Haunting on Hill House or whatever, like on Netflix, the series?
No.
Okay, it
I
came out
know
a few.
it's from the movie, right?
Well,
House on Haunted Hill?
Haunting on Hill House, like it's like different. It's like a series, like it's I don't know. It's a really good series.
It
Highly
was based
recommend.
off the movie, though, I thought.
Maybe I don't wait. Haunting on Hill House, isn't that like a rich guy like booby traps a house?
No, it's where these
No, that's
people
House at
go
the End of the
that had
Street.
the sleep test, and they go to this house.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's not related to this. Or maybe it is, but it's not brought up. It's basically a family in this house as children, and the house like has ghosts and stuff, and like the ghosts follow them through adulthood, and it kind of like affects them. I was just bringing this up because there is a scene, like the one girl ends up having like sleep paralysis where she sees the ghost with the crooked neck is what she's called. Yeah, and she has sleep paralysis, and so she'd wake up to just the girl with the crooked neck in front of her, and she couldn't move, and like she has this scene where her husband's trying to like wake her up, and she can't. And I was like, oh my god, like you had that.
Yeah, that's what I had.
so like the
It was
husband can
freaky.
see the ghost.
No, the husband can't see the ghost, but the
Oh,
husband
okay.
gets killed by the ghost. This has been out for a couple years, a spoiler. But this happens in like mid-season, so you're not missing. Like it's not the end. There's somewhere to go. But yes, the husband dies to the ghost, but he doesn't see the ghost.
Okay.
And we say it's like an aneurysm.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's all I was saying. It was like I've seen a scene where it's like the sleep paralysis and the husband trying to. I was like imagining that with you. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, with Dave like leaning over, and he's like, what? Like he's talking to me, and I can't reply. It was freaky, and it happened like twice. It hasn't happened since, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. It was just freaked. Like, it was a freak incident.
You know,
Well,
I
worse?
talk in my sleep
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I don't even know what I never remember. So I have no idea what I said when we were in Kentucky.
I don't
Neither
even
did
remember.
I was like, what?
I was sleeping. Like, someone was like trying to talk to you, and I was dead asleep too.
Yeah, and it's just a symptom from PTSD. I have like very flashbacky dreams sometimes, or vivid dreams. So luckily that wasn't what is the case of Kentucky. Like I wasn't having a flashback or anything, but Chris is so used to it that like he knows when to like wake me up. And a lot of the times my memories mix with my hallucinations, mix with my dreams. And so sometimes like I'm like, did that actually happen? Like, as I'm like,
Yeah.
did I actually do this thing? I said it like sometimes I'll wake up feeling like I have to pee, and I was like, I thought I peed an hour ago just because I dreamt I peed an hour ago. Like it's just like I have no so if I say something to you guys and it's like you're like you never talked to us about that, I'd be like, okay, I dreamt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We won't gaslight you and be
Yeah.
like, oh, we did talk about it.
No, it all blends together.
Yeah.
She'll just replay the tapes or like go back in our chat. She'll be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Because I get that sleep purgatory thing too, and sometimes my imagination like replays things that have
Yeah.
happened or
Yeah.
haven't happened or my thing, and I'm like, then I seamlessly go into a dream where I
Yeah.
think it's happening.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, no, that totally was a real thing that
Like when you
happened.
think you got dressed before school, but you're sleeping in, like stuff like that happening
Has that ever happened to you in real life?
all the time. Like where I got dressed? No,
Where
where
you
I
forgot to get dressed?
for school?
Yeah, because you thought you already did, and then you're still in your PJs.
No.
No?
I just stay asleep thinking I went to school like that.
I once went to school and I didn't wear pants. I wore my snow pants. I forgot. I will add, I was like 8 and my mom didn't check, okay? And I got to school and I was like about to take my stuff off and I was like, I'm wearing these all day.
I'm sure a lot of kids did. You always see kids wearing their fucking snow
Yeah.
pants around in class.
That
So
was
it's not
me.
you. A lot of kids didn't wear pants that day.
So yeah, now I don't have that dream anymore because it was real.
Do you know what the worst than paralysis? The opposite, where your body like folds in half while you're in the middle of a dream.
I'll be
know
honest,
the
that one
jolt.
hasn't happened to me. You gotta explain more.
Like you're like something happens to like your nerves and your whole body like folds.
There's a jolt, or do you like sit right up and you're like, are you like kind of still dreaming and you're sitting up?
You're like
My-
bear trap.
No, my body does that. My body doesn't just like flinch. It just like fucking whole thing moves. Like and wakes me up.
I've done the whole jolt thing, like it woke me up thing.
Yeah, it's
And
not
I'm
just the
also
jolt,
like,
it's like my arm or my legs in the air.
no, I don't get arm and legs. Like I've shot right up where I sit up and I'm like out of it. And I'm like kind of sleeping, but I'm awake.
One time my legs went backwards and like it hurt so bad that like my back hurt like for 3 days after.
I think you need to see something about the nerves in your
Yeah,
like
go for a
body.
sleep study.
Yeah, I think I just have autism. That's fucking everything wrong with me.
Break her own arm one day. She's just gonna do one of those flinches and her arm's just gonna snap and she'll be like, shit.
Well, the funny thing is like those flinches you have before you go to sleep, they're called myoclonic jerks. And
Mhm.
they're set in a part of your brain where like a myoclonic seizure, that's what a myoclonic seizure is like someone that will be jerking, but
Yeah.
they're not, it's not like a, grand mal or anything like that. And like that's called a myoclonic jerk. So when or a myoclonic seizure. So when you're sleeping and you do a myoclonic jerk, it's that same just electrical impulse happening in your brain, causing your body to go to make sure you're alive. And you're just really your body just wants to really make sure you're
Yeah.
alive.
I'm a deep sleeper, I guess. And like I can't go back to sleep. Now I have fucking anxiety because I got like ripped. Literally, like it feels like somebody ripped me off of my sleep. Like
Maybe
Well,
someone really did and they ran.
And when your sleep becomes dangerous, like feels dangerous, like whether it's nightmares or even sleep paralysis or like intense jerking, like it gets hard to go back to sleep because you're like, oh, it's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
it doesn't happen every day, thank
That's good.
goodness. Yeah. So maybe it happens often enough that like I let my guard down. So
Until it happens.
yeah, and then so like I have like body ripping apart or old lady face as like my sleep like wake me up.
Old lady face is gonna come tonight now.
I know because I keep fucking talking about her. I'm gonna be watching TV and it'll just happen. But like it's always the same, and it's always like she's just fucking staring in silence. And like it's not the initial whoa that's in my face. It's just like after a while, all the staring like gives me the hibby jibbies.
Okay, you
Like,
should try and draw her.
Too much
Yeah.
eye contact.
I'm curious what she looks like. You should
Yeah,
try
I
and
wanna know
draw
what she looks
your
like.
your
You know,
old
I'm gonna
lady demon.
I'm gonna
No,
find
I
it
think-
on the computer. It's just a basic white bitch.
No, I think it's like the girl that plays Rose in Titanic. You know, the 80-year-old who drops, or the 90-year-old, whatever, and she drops the heart. That old one.
The
one that plays Rose.
millions of like the $20 million jewelry. Like she's like, I had a husband and children I had with this husband and everything. I could have gave them this piece of jewelry, just sell or whatever, get a
Like
good
her-
old inheritance. She's like, no, it belongs to my dead young man I dated for 3 days who died in this ocean. That Rose.
Yeah,
Fucking
that one.
bitch.
And that is a very basic white old bitch.
Yeah, I picture her now when you're talking about white old bitches.
Yeah, it really is like it's nothing, like it's not very recognizable. Like it's just very like blend in the background, wrinkly old bitch.
She is dead.
I don't know if she's dead.
That old lady from Titanic?
Oh no, the actress is dead. I thought we were talking about my old lady.
Well, I was just saying, maybe she's
Maybe
haunting
it's her.
you.
Yeah.
Like the actual actress that played Rose.
Yeah.
She's like that. She's haunting me.
That's how she has
She's
her
mad at
fun.
you for laughing at Titanic when the people like hit their legs off the propellers.
Oh my
and
God. I was
Every
like,
time.
I still do.
I know.
I
Oh my
laughed
God, me and Sonia were in the
hysterically.
theater, and like we cackled at this, and we got dirty looks.
Because people were crying. Like it's a fucking movie.
And there's just
nobody
12 and
knows
14-year-olds just
alive.
cackling.
Yeah.
We're just like,
It was hilarious.
Even like rewatching it now, when you can see like my favorite is like in the beginning when they're zooming in on the Titanic and stuff. It's like now, like back then on like a small TV, I did not see it in theaters, but even back then, if you saw it in theaters, you're like, oh wow, this technology, right? Like to make the ship look so big and blah blah blah. But now you watch it and like all these individual people are like like late 90s CGI.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And I'm like watching this, and then it cuts to the CGI captain, then to the real captain, and you're like, I think this needs a remaster.
They should redo it, like just like all together, like a new telling of it.
Oh, they should.
With
They
new
keep doing
actors.
Spider-Man. They should do
oh my
Titanic.
God, do they ever?
I liked the last Spider-Man the most, so I feel like he has the biggest essence of
when the Titanic happen?
1912 or something like that.
With the original.
You are right. April 15th, 1912. Okay, perfect. So, I'm just trying to calculate how many years before they'll make a love story retelling of 9/11.
They have already, haven't they?
No, the one with Robert Pattinson ends with 9/11. Like it's not during.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for like the office romance that happens, and then the planes crash, and then they have to find a way, but one of them dies, because that's what Titanic is.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's
yeah.
I think. Well,
So
then
in the
that
year,
it's late already.
well, okay,
No.
1912. How many years between that and
The
Oh,
movie coming out?
60 or something, 70, 80. There's 80 years.
yeah, 85 years.
In
Yeah.
between.
So we
Yeah.
have a while, I guess.
Yeah, so they have time.
They'll have robots
Start
acting
writing the
it.
script.
Put it in the vault.
Okay, do we have any last minute insurance frauds?
Do all the fraud. For car, I don't really know about car because, well, except for like drive around until you hit a tree and then but that's like you can hurt you like that.
Yeah.
Because you have no fault insurance, right? You need a new car. You just smash into something, causing enough damage, but no.
Oh, lie
harm
about
to you.
like the mileage on, because the less kilometers you put on the car, the more value it is.
Yeah, rewind that shit.
Yeah.
Fraud.
Yeah, that's what Ferris Bueller taught me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what's going on with it. Just
Break the system. I mean, that's the one thing I hate about these hacker groups is they keep sure, they hack funny shit like Ashley Madison, but I'm like, hack the credit card companies, put that shit to zero. Again, Fight Club reference. That's what he did. I mean, he blew up the things because this was the 90s and it was paperwork. But now you can hack that shit and make it zero without blowing up buildings. So do it, hacker people.
Yeah.
Debt, medical debt in the States, you could erase all of that. People would appreciate it.
Yeah. You'd be heroes.
Yeah. You'd be the new and age Batman.
We need Robin Hood. That's what we need. Batman isn't helping people. He just likes his kinks to fight people in costume.
He can fight credit card debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Stephanie Hurst, I hope things are going well with you, and you do not have to commit fraud unless you want to, because you're a top tier Patreon, you're a VIP, so you can do what you want.
Yeah, you want to break
if
the
you
law.
need ideas, go talk to Sonia. She probably has them for you.
And if you have good ideas, let us know. Let us know. Comment below. If you want your name shout out here, join our Patreon at the highest tier as a VIP, and you'll hear your name here. Or join at the lowest tier. We have free stuff there. And at the $5 tier and up, you get your pre-drinks episode, which is what we do before, where you get to hear our venting and name dropping and all the real lore and drama of the opinionated Lushes that we can't make public. We have to paywall it.
Yeah.
Dawn shows her new boob job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to hear about Dawn's new boob job,
Boob job.
join our Patreon, $5 and up. And again, our Christmas variety special this year, since we are not doing our live stream, our Christmas variety show special new thing we're doing will be available on YouTube December 20th. So you can watch it live then, the video premiere then, or just watch it whenever the fuck you want. That's when it'll become available. So on your own time. Yeah.
Whenever
share it
you want.
around. Let people know about it. That'd be cool.
Yeah. All the details for what our fundraisers are about are on our website, opinionatedlushes.com.
Cool.
Right.
And we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.